Share the story of your studio, Vallée Duhamel, and how you came together, because you have some different backgrounds from different disciplines.
Yeah.
How did you blend those into one creative synergy?
Do you want to start?
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, we met in 2008, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm from a graphic design background, and so graphic design that I turned into stop motion at some point because I was interested in animation.
Yeah, and I come from the visual arts, like more art school. And when we met, I was working, I was painting. And then we just met and we started to work together. You were doing a lot of paper craft at the time, and I was doing painting, but at school I was really more into visual installation. But then when you get out of school and you live in a super small apartment, you cannot really like do, you know, video installation. So when I met you, it was super exciting because you had the studio and we could just like build stuff and share. So
yeah, we moved to Berlin for the first half of a year, and this is where we really started collaborating. And then in 2013, we officially founded the Vallée Duhamel, and it was at the beginning we were, I guess, around 10 people. So producing smaller scale video project, graphic design, you know, identity for like art festival and stuff like that. And then eventually more and more commercial work. And I guess like after a few years, we realized that managing a studio was also a bit time consuming and like a lot of human relation to deal with and stuff like that.
And then you realize that you do a lot less creative work. So we decided to more have agents or production company from outside and just be the two of us. And
That's a milestone, right?
yes.
And you realize that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
I
it's
totally get it.
yeah, but it's great too because we got to understand like the role of everybody in the video production, like the challenges. So I guess like it makes something interesting, like when we're working as larger scale video production, we kind of understand the role of each of the people and the struggle that they, so I guess we're trying to make the best of it, in our creative process, just keeping in mind like the production parameters and stuff like that.
Great. And I'm wondering, do you remember a realization of yours about your work, that how it stands out? Like, what feature of your work impresses the viewers the most?
Good question. I mean, I think we've always tried to evolve in a way. We started by doing some work that was really like tangible and everything, like every video effect would be like in camera, like building rigs to make stuff move and like very crafty. And then eventually just like incorporating a little more. And I guess that this is what we've been known for at the beginning, like very tangible, like video productions.
Yeah, like effects that were from the beginning of cinema, you know, like with fishing, wire, and just do everything on set. And we really love that, and we love it also. But now we like to focus more on the narrative and what's going to be our story, and then just find the best like way to do it. Is it like with post-production? Is it all by hand, which we also like? Is it like AI or stuff like that? So I think maybe it's that, like that we start with the visual and story and then find it.
Yeah, I think you said it right too. It's like visually, like it's coming from the background that we're from, like, you know, every frame we look at it like, you know, a canvas. We're like, okay, we need balance, we need contrast, we need color, we need like action. So
we're really picky with all the little like details.
In different disciplines, but you had done so much thing to experience these balance and things that your visual character just actually emerged from there.
Yeah. I think so. I would say so. Like I guess visually there's always something that feels like us. I guess. Yeah. That makes sense.
And I'm wondering about the new video artwork that you dedicated for this festival OFFF. How did it emerge? How did the idea came?
So Hector, the director of the festival, and Pep, like they ask us like what would be like they usually do video recaps of the event, like any event would do. It's quite corporate. It shows the lecture, like it shows the people. And it's interesting, but like I guess they wanted something a little more artistic driven.
The same thing that they do now with the speaker video. You know, they always ask like an artist or somebody to do a video for that, and it's really like you can do whatever you want. He doesn't even see it until it's done, and now he wanted to do the same thing for the like recap video. So it was really about like we don't even show the audience or we don't even show anything. We just show, you know, the process and how we feel when you go to OFFF. Maybe you explain it well.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of the story of a character like that's inspired by like her inner self, like because that's how we feel when we come back from OFFF. We're like, man, we're so motivated by like seeing how people work, what's their process, like the cool stuff that they do. So it's like it's always getting back home with like this spark of like energy, creative energy. So that's kind of the story of a character that her inner creative character sort of awaken, and it's gonna change everything around this character's life. So it should be how like at the end of the month or beginning of May, but that's kind of the main story. So it's like, yeah, it's a metaphor of like how you feel coming back from an event like this one.
You're focusing on the essence, actually.
Exactly,
Yes.
Exactly. That's exactly
Yeah.
that.
Great. And I want to ask lastly, what do you think will shape the future of digital art, CGI, and animation industry?
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously like this big shift right now with artificial intelligence, and like the way that even like the tools that like Adobe, for instance, are like incorporating it within the tool directly. So I think it has an impact in the way that you work, in the way that you create. I feel like, and this is very personal, like I don't know if I'm right or not, like I feel like there's this big revolution where everybody doesn't know where to pull strings from and how to use that, and is it okay to use it or is it not, because it's so polarized. But I guess there's like at some point we're gonna come out of it, and what's gonna remain is like is the work that I'm seeing touching me? Like, do I like it? Does it mean something? Like, is it emotionally captivating? And however you've done it, I guess this is what's gonna remain, because it's like the beginning of like 3D when Pixar did like a Toy Story. Everybody was like, oh my god, like 3D is never gonna be the same again. Like everything has to reach this level. But at some point you realize like style is interesting when it's not all homogeneous, like the same.
And it's the same thing like we were saying before, like it's just a new tool that when you have an idea, like for the girl transforming herself in the video, for example, you just have this idea, and sometimes it's a new tool that fits well, you know, for this thing you have in your mind. And then for another thing, it doesn't fit well. For example, the dance and what we were filming, it really needed to be like shot for real. But then sometimes like when she transforms everything around her, it fits more that it's like the kind of feel of AI.
Thank you for your answers. Actually, those were all my questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
And hope you have a great festival.
Thank
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.